Hello and welcome to Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits episode 13. My name is Meg, I will be your host, and I'm coming to you from a rainy, drizzly, cold November day in Rockville, Maryland. It's about 10:30 or so, and I am drinking tea today. This is one of our local places called Eastern Shore Tea Company, and the brand is, or the flavor is Starry Night, and it's like a hazelnut chocolatey. It's really, really good. My mug is a wedding gift, no, bridal shower gift, from our friends Paul and Amy. Paul is Pat's friend, so I have Amy through Paul, through Pat. And this one says perk up, and there's one more that says relax. So this little set was just too cute. I think we got it at Macy's. We put it on the registry there, and they got them for us. So there's another sticker on the bottom of this mug. I really should start checking before I put liquid in it. Oh, boo. Wait. Ha! I'm gonna stick that in my notes to remind myself how special that was that I got that off that day. All right. So if you are new, hi, welcome to the crazy. If you are returning, hello. I'm so glad you're back. I always miss you guys during the week and try to keep up with Instagram as much as possible to keep you posted on what I'm doing, what I'm doing, yeah, all that. Yeah, and we are up to 946 subscribers on YouTube, so that's really exciting. And I think once we hit the 1K, I'm gonna start the giveaway then. So I'm really excited. I'm still trying to figure out what the prizes will be, and once I know, I will let you know. Tammy did donate some gorgeous patterns, so one of them may possibly go in the giveaway, and then there might be others. Yeah. All right, sorry, I feel so unfocused. I need more tea. Okay, so this week I had a really hard push to get something done, and I'm wearing it. Guys, I finished it. This is my Harvest cardigan by Tin Can Knits. It is, so I bought the, or not bought, it's a free pattern. So I got the pattern, and the first one I made, I significantly underestimated how much bulky yarn kind of grows, I guess. I used size 13 needles, and I used super fat yarn, and I just really thought, I was like, you know what, this will go so fast. My first sweater, it was way too big. It just didn't, it wasn't even slouchy, it was just heavy, and it just didn't work, and I just couldn't hold up the sweater itself. So round 2, I tried it again. A little while later, different yarn, ripped all that out. This is try 3, and I cast this on, I want to say February-ish of this year, possibly a little earlier. I know I was working on it on the train rides coming to the apartment, so it had to be after October of last year when we got the apartment. But yeah, so I had been working on it, and I had gotten one sleeve completely done, and then I had just, you know, the little bit where I had separated for the sleeves under there. And this pattern has you work kind of a ribbing, it's garter stitch on the edge as you go, so you don't have to pick up and knit a band later, which I really like, because once I get those sleeves done, I am like quite remiss to want to go back and do more. That was a huge push for me on my featherweight cardigan, and I just really didn't want to do it, so I did, but I really didn't want to. So it has to be a very special cardigan for me to go back and do more work on it after I really feel like I'm done. But yeah, so this is the cardigan. It fits much better. I decreased a bit more in the sleeves like I said I was going to. It's quite cozy. The yarn, so everything was in my giant project bag. It's like Santa sack from my mom. This was an AC Moore Michaels by Red Heart Soft yarn in the Verde Agua colorway, which is teal. It's a worsted weight. It is acrylic, and it is fuzzing like crazy. Can you see the little fuzz? Can you? I think you can. Yeah. So it's fuzzing like crazy. So that was a treat to knit. I did this on size 8 chiagus, which I adore and love. Some people don't love chiagus. I believe Jody was talking about them from the Grocery Girls the other day. She was just like, something about the joint, something about this or that. Now, it could be the smaller needles. I find chiagus are just my babies. I bought them for every project. I knit all my socks on them. The cords never fight me. I love the red lace. I did the first sleeve on a size 8 chiagu, and that flew because it's like knitting a baby hat 18 times. I love them. So those are my size 8s. I had been working on Knitter's Pride, but this is what the cord does. Can you see that? Yeah, no. So that drove me nuts. Switched everything for chiagus, and now I love it. But yeah, so let me just try and sit up a little bit and show you this. Hair's back out of my face for now. We're gonna try this. And here it is. Ta-da! So what is this? Okay, so this was the last day of work right there. Oops, I forgot to take that out later, so I apparently wore that to go get my hair cut. So this is the Harvest Cardigan pattern by Tin Can Knits. I adore it. I knit it nice and long so that it came right where my palms are, where your thumbs kind of touch. That was my length. This is written for full length sleeves. I don't wear full length sleeves 90% of the time, so it did not make sense for me to do this. So I shortened them to a 3/4 length that I can also shorten further. And I really like bunching and stuff like that. It just looks very cozy to me. This is not blocked because it is acrylic and it's not really going to do much if I block it or not block it, so I might as well just wait until I have to wash it the first time. It can wrap all the way in and around. It's got some nice stretch and ease. I definitely wanted it to be slightly larger, so when I get cold I kind of do this thing and it just covers me up, makes me nice and warm. And these sleeves are actually quite warm enough for me. Again, getting my hand into drawing or knitting or anything like that, having this part of my arm free really works for me. Also, I typically wear a watch and I wear a bracelet, so having things over that Fitbit looks ridiculous. I took it off for the podcast so that you could kind of just see it all nice and formal and clean. If anyone is curious about the shirt, it's Charming Charlie. They make really cute tops and I wear them to work a lot. But yeah, so there it is. Ta-da! Oh, I also did the garter on the edge and the garter on the bottom, but I did a 1x1 on the sleeves to give it a little cinched in. I also switched to a US 6 for the chiagus when I was getting down to here, even though the body had been knit in 8s. I found that tightness give it a little bit of snapback, which has never happened to me before in an actual sweater, and I'm thrilled that I finally caught on enough. So yeah. Okay, so I did pin my hair back. It was driving me absolutely nuts, and so just to recap, I got my hair cut and it's shorter now and I really like it. I did a little bit of red in it. It was supposed to be kind of, I think it said violet, but I've got hot roots now. and just kind of like a tonal here. And then this is the fun part. I got an undercut put in, and it goes just tucked around my ear. So it's just this little bit, and it just kind of makes me feel like a badass. Just a little bit. And then I can just hide it when I want, and I can show it off when I want. And I typically part my hair this way, so it's really easy to just tuck my extra hair in front and extra hair in back, and then you would never know. But yeah, so I like having my little surprise. I was waiting for after the wedding. I had it before in June, and I loved it. But wedding hairstyles really can't do much with a shaved side. So yeah, anyway. So moving on to my second FO. Finally! I'm so pleased. These are a little shorter. Normally I knit boy socks all the way up. These are a little shorter than my typical boy socks. However, I am thrilled with them. This is a Regia Moon Night and a pumpkin autumn color from Knit Picks. Regia Knit Picks. And the Knit Picks is just the softest thing to work with, guys. It's beautiful. I would buy those little Knit Picks, Brights and Strolls and everything for the rest of my life. I am thrilled with the quality. I'm thrilled with the colors, the feel on my hands. It's stunning, and I just can't say enough nice things about them. This is Fish Lips Kiss Heel. And I started it, I pulled a ball off for a Cozy Memory Square. Then I started knitting toe up, and these do match amazingly. I didn't plan it, but it worked out perfectly. I'm thrilled because I feel like boys really like things that just look normal, so to speak. Like, they're not gonna wear the mismatchy socks half the time like I would, like I'm whatever. But guys can be a little bit more self-conscious sometimes, so I don't want him to think that I didn't put in effort, but luckily they worked out. So these are for my brother-in-law for Christmas, and they are blue and orange because he was a Bucknell Bison football player I was gonna say high school for a sec, college. And yeah, so I knit all the way up, 2 at a time, and then I stopped and I put in the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and then I picked back up, started all the way up, everything continued to match, which was awesome. And yeah, I did a 1x1 rib. I went a little longer than I normally do. I thought I did it longer, but actually as I look at it, it just looks normal. It doesn't look extra long to me or anything. It is almost as tall as it is long, which is usually my cutoff. I want them as tall as they are long, almost always. That's just how I work. But yeah, I really enjoyed this knit. This yarn is quite drying on my hands, so Leanne's Balm, I put that on my fingers usually before I'm going to work with it because I find that it just helps a little bit. Yeah. So I love it. I love it. And so there, my FOs. I also had 3 more little FOs, well, 2 more little FOs. The first one you saw last week, it was the stripy green hat. The second one, I finished the red and gray hat for baby Declan as well, and they're getting sent off pretty much as we speak to them. And then I knit a coral and gray hat out of Knit Picks Brava and Mighty Stitch for a little baby girl that was born to the gym teacher at my school. And I gave it to him the other day. I forgot to take a picture when it was completely done, and that was my bad. So my other few FOs, I'm sorry, you'll just have to see pictures of them. I really wish I could show them off, but it's cold now, and I want the babies to have them now before their heads get too big and they can't wear them. Except for Declan's, in which case he has multiple hats and can definitely be okay. And then I did give Trip and Mel their little baby blue one that their baby to be, the blue one, navy blue one that I made. And I showed you guys 3-4 podcasts ago now, so not too bad. And that was all my FOs, so I felt like I had a lot, and I did, but I have only this and some socks to show you. I do find that the weight of it starts traveling this way off my shoulders, so I'm constantly readjusting. I guess that's why we button things. So I don't know if that's just me. I put in some elastic cord along the back collar, thinking that it would pull it. I don't think it's pulling enough. I don't know. See, it's there. I don't think I did it tight enough. It's got stretch, but it's got, I guess, too much stretch. Oh well. I might rip that out and do it tighter then. It was just a test. I can always rip it out if I don't like it. But yeah, so that was my FOs. And moving on to whips. I have quite a few whips going. My Bellatrix socks I have not worked on at all, but they are still a whip in the drawers. Let's see, my oldest, the only whip you've seen before. Wow. I cast on quite a few things last week. I got a little castanitis. Oopsies. I mean, they're gift knits, so I don't feel that bad about my castanitis. Tangly Tangly Lang. So this is my Lang socks I showed you last week. Let me show you where I left off last week. It was here. And the other day, so I was getting a haircut. I knit this inch or so. I did go down to the 0. So these are the zeros. I cannot believe I am knitting with zeros. When did that happen? Like this is like as tiny as I had been going, which was an 8. So it's just seeing things coming around. I feel so adult. I'm knitting with zeros. And my little stitch markers, which I love. Reinforced toe, Jagerville is the ball, and yeah, it's coming along really nice. The greens match up, which is enough for me. I don't think my dad is really going to fuss over the colors going the right way. They are so deep and dark that it's not really obnoxiously not matching. The green will probably be enough to give it that look. But yeah, I'm really proud. I got all this done in a week, and when you're working on 4 socks and a sweater and yeah, blah 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 at a time, and it just takes a while. So it's working. It's going. I like them. Boot doot. They are about 2 inches from the heel right now. So one more day of a push and these could be done. So they might be some podcast editing, knitting. So that's 1. 2 is in my Ghastly's knitting bag. These angry little ladies, too cute. And this one's for my grandma. And I picked a nice pastel yarn. This morning I looked over and T had the heel of this in her mouth, and I'm like, hey! She had like right out of my knitting bag. I'm like, you little snitch. What are you doing? Such a goof monkey. Alright, so it's this really nice Deborah Norville yarn. So soft. And that's just what I wanted to give my grandma, was something nice and soft. Alright, get you untangled here. I find it get quite tangly nowadays. This is the perfect cord length for me, I think. Because you got like a good bit on the sides. I like to be able to have these bunny ears on the sides so that I always have a little extra to work with. That's just personal preference. So I'll have to check what's what cord length size this is. Again, I'll measure. This is a US 1, which is a 2.25. Again, snitches on everything because every time I see them, they make me happy. Also, I'm gonna put an earring back and make some snitches so that I can have snitch earrings too. So these are just little toes, started, not too bad. And the colors are not matching up exactly. So I think the greens will match up, the pinks and blue will rotate, and the blues will match up. Possibly. Because right now I'm going back into baby blue and pink. So baby blue and pink. So I think that'll match, again, match enough. And they're cute and they're nice, and I did measure her foot, so it's right on schedule here. I might go out just a little bit more because I want to accommodate for the way, I guess it's a bone or bunion here, comes out, and I also know that her feet swell sometimes, so I want to give her that little bit of extra space, but they stretch. So the more she wears them, the looser they're gonna get. But I will make extra room for the ankle, and I'm gonna make sure that I do the tubular bind off. Oh, I did a tubular bind off on Brian's, and it looks very clean. And I think that is the sewn bind off. And I did it on these too. I did it on my sleeves. You can see how nice and clean that edge looks. I adore a nice tubular bind off now. I'm just a huge fan. So, big plans. There we go. Little toes, which I love. Still quite a bit to go. These are just toes. I stopped working on them on Sunday. Haven't picked them up again yet. But they're nice. They're nice car knitting. They're nice visiting knitting when I'm not around my family. I don't even want them to see them because they always look at my socks, and my grandma goes, "And who are those for?" And the answer 90% of the time is, me. You spent $30 on a ball of yarn. That sucks for me. Like, nah, maybe Pat. Maybe. But like, no, that goes over here now. We pick up again. So, it is going to be my Holly Jolly Christmas socks. And these are for me. Because I need at least one pair on the needles for myself at a time. I think that that's a completely reasonable thing. One for me, two for other people. Come on. And I had 3 for other people, and I just finished Brian's. And yeah. So my mom's got Christmas socks. 3, 4 on the needles. Look at me go. I'm going to have to go grab those. I forgot. But, see, 4 for other people, Brian's are done, and mine are cast on. So, I'm a perfectly good daughter, by the way. So, we are working, oh my gosh. Okay, so I put Tic Tacs in my project bag thinking, oh, I'm going to be able to have a snack whenever I want. I like to sneak my knitting out, and this is like a dead giveaway. So the Tic Tacs cannot live in there anymore. It's driving me nuts. West Yorkshire Spinners. This is their Christmas and red. I think it's hollyberry, and I'd have to read the tag again on that. Down bar. It's gorgeous. I fell in love with them on Pearl Kitty. That's her Instagram name. Pearl Kitty's Instagram. She does socks, and socks, usually. And I adore almost every single pair she makes. Sometimes her yarn choices are just not my yarn choices, but they're still gorgeous socks. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, oh, they're perfect for so-and-so. But half of them I do want to steal right off the Instagram page and put them on my feet because they're so cute. So I saw these on her page, and I was like, adore. And then I saw a podcast that Mina put up last Christmas, I think it was, and she had knit a pair. So oh, and this is a little project bag that my mom made for me, and it's just one of those fat quarters folded in half with a drawstring. And actually, this is long enough that when I want to, I can throw it over my shoulder like that, or I can do the split and come over to the other side and pull half of it through and put it on my arm. So I really love these. They are, well, I can't say they're so easy because I can't do them yet, but my mom does bust them out when she gets a roll. So anyway, here's my cast on pour moi, and Camille, look, I promised. It matches my project bag too because they're all little trees, so I thought that was so cute. So this is a stitch marker that Camille sent me in our box swap, France to USA to France. And yeah, I've done the red for the toes. I've started, barely started. It's not going to match. I'm okay with it. Barely started the color. Again, I might need to go down to a 0. I feel like I'm not getting a tight enough fabric. I believe I only have 1 pair of 0s. I ordered 1 thinking if it doesn't work out, I just have 1. I want more. Like, isn't that story of our lives, right? Like, so, I'm not sure if the gauge is tight enough for me. I'm not sure if I like that. I ended up with 32 stitches at one point because I wasn't counting. I think I cast on 12 and then increased out. And I tried to do a bit of a barn toe, but it didn't really work out. But that just looks way too weird. I am not even sure I'm gonna keep these in. I think I might rip them out. If you don't love it now, you're not gonna love it 20 rows from now. So, I'm gonna try these on again. I'm gonna see, but I think maybe just going down to a 0 would be better. So I don't want to wait until Dad's are off the needles because I still have to do his whole leg. That'll take forever. I won't get any knitting done on these. Or I could check them against Patrick's foot and make these Patrick socks. Let's do that. Let's check Patrick's foot. I think his toes are a little different than mine, but yeah. Oh yeah. All right, Patrick gets socks first. Okay. They're even a little big. They're even a little big on this foot, but it's going to go out again. So this is it. Patrick's getting socks first. It's not a perfect, that would work, wouldn't you say? All right. Happy first Christmas, honey. You get socks first. Darn it. Well, now you know what that means. I need a pair of socks for myself on the needles. That might be in the dream knits, and I might have to draw Bellatrix back out. I've got a lot of knitting to do, guys. Got a lot of knitting to do. So, as I was saying, Patrick socks, and yeah, that'll do well. Dang it. Okay. Well, okay. That's all you can do, right? I'd rather have socks that fit me properly, and these will fit him well. So, hi-ho, Christmas socks. We got November, December, a little under 2 months to go. Ooh, stay on my shoulders, little guy, come on. Yeah, all right. So this really means that Bellatrix socks will come back out, and I believe they're almost up to the heel. Put the heel in, put the leg in, and I'll have Bellatrix socks. Oh yeah. Moving on to my last impromptu cast on that I did last night. I got very antsy, and I just couldn't stand it anymore, and I decided that what I really desperately needed was to knit a sweater. told you I got the sweater bug. Got bit by the sweater bug. So this was my swatch. It is semi-big, but I don't know if I did it wide enough to call it a swatch. I'm gonna call it a swatch. Sometimes my swatches are literally an inch by an inch and I just go, yeah, okay, that looks good. And rip it back out. So what I was having visions of doing Nomadic Yarns Potions Master with a sport weight Knit Picks Brava in the gray. Wow, that really took a lot out. Lucky I have a lot of gray. Might have to order more. But since it's an easily reproduced colorway, they should be fine. Should be fine. It's like a bulk, you know, colorway that it produced. Anyway, so the Potions Master is on this really thin sock base that probably could go down to a 0, and I was knitting on a 4, and so you can see right through it. Yeah, so you can see right through it, and the minute I started doing it, I was like, this isn't gonna work. It's cute from afar, but I can't have it like, so this is what I'm picturing. Like, I was picturing stripes. I thought that would be cute. And then I was like, all right, so scrap that. I'll keep it just, you know, because I've knit it already. Scrap that. Let me dream up some Fair Isle, because I've been dying to participate in the Colorwork Cal, which I am not sure when it finishes, but I will just participate in my head like Chelsea and Sue. And so I just grabbed this autumn pumpkin colorway that I had been like thinking of casting on some sort of sweater with. This is a basey yarn from Joanne Fabrics. This is Heartland Terrier in the Autumn Pumpkin Harvest, one of those words, colorway. It's fantastic. I mean, you can see it, it's straight pumpkin-y and it's gorgeous. But I'm kind of weaning out of pumpkin right now because, you know, the pumpkin season is coming to an end. I mean, it never really ends. I'll drink pumpkin pretty much any time in the year, and I do have Wawa coffee that I do drink any time of the year. I'm actually over halfway done that bag and debating buying a bag of coffee to have for next year, but it'll be back next year. And I have a lot of coffee, and I only really make pots of coffee when I have people who drink coffee, which so far has been once. And I make coffee on days like this. Today I'm drinking tea. I have a cup of coffee over there that I will be having later. Oh, maybe you can see it. We opened a new gift, and this is a stereo, and it plays records, and you can plug in your phone, and it does Bluetooth, and it does CDs, and it looks like an old-time player. I don't know if you, yeah, you can see it a little better. So there it is. And it's super cute, and the sound quality is really nice on it. We found it at Bed Bath & Beyond, and my past co-workers from SEB, Jeanette and Teresa, bought it for me, and it's awesome. So anyway, back to Colorwork. So I was thinking gray and pumpkin, and I would make this like pumpkin-y thing. Now it looks very Halloween-y to me, probably because I can see like a face in there. It looks like a jack-o'-lantern. And I was just playing around with it. I think I was doing okay carrying my floats and stuff. Some of them look a little wonky, but I really think I was doing all right. And it still had a pretty good amount of stretch. Now what I did was I soaked it in, I wet it, and soak it. I wet it in water until it was soaking wringing wet, squished it out, and then laid it and pinned it out. And guys, it's acrylic. So acrylic do what it wants to do. Doesn't matter if you block it. Point A. So when I unroll it, it's alright, but it's gonna be a really good hard wearing sweater is all I'm saying. And I think it's dark, but it's this nice charcoal, and I think it'll look really good on me. So anyway, I have this yarn, and I'm you know, enjoying working with it and everything. And this morning I looked at it again and I'm like, I don't know if I'm loving the pumpkin color for this. And I went through and I pinned a bunch of stuff on Pinterest over and over and over and over again because I was just like, I need to be inspired. I found some cool Deathly Hallows, so I was thinking of having the Hallows going across here. I found some classic snowflake charts. I found some Doctor Who things, but the floats look really long in between the TARDISes and stuff. And I'm not sure I really wouldn't love to not carry it over more than 4 stitches if possible. So I have high expectations of what this does. There's all cute Star Wars ones, but I'm using them in the double knitting. I don't want to do them twice. Guys, I've been having a struggle is real moment. Now this is a Brava Sport, and the Knit Picks is a worsted, which is fine. Or sorry, the Heartland Terrier is a worsted, which has been fine, but guys, there's a reason that we put our stashes on display, and it's because we really love to stare at things. We love colors, and we love looking at them, and we love picturing what they're going to be when they grow up. And I had an epiphany. I had an idea earlier that I was going to make socks with this yarn, but I don't think it wants to only be socks. You guys, it's back. This is from like episode 2, and it's my fairy dust colorway, and it is Enzo Sport. It's a sport weight. And so I'm gonna grab another bowl of that. I'm gonna knit a little swatch with a Fair Owl pattern that I think I might use. There's one that's a death snowflake, and it has a little skull in the middle. It's really cute. And then there's some classic snowflake colors, but this is gonna pop so beautifully on that. And I can just picture it. I can just picture it. Did I lose the middle on this? Oh, tell me I did. No, I didn't. I didn't. This is the middle. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. So I'm really excited. As I said, if I could dye my whole head, this would be it. You think I would look good with all that hair? So yes, this is the colors that I think I'm doing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna twist them together for you. Come on, twist. See how nice I think they're gonna play nice together. And I like that the pinky purple has some variegation in that, so it'll stop it from being boring. Because you know, if you're knitting a sweater, you definitely can't have it be boring. And I'm gonna knit the sweater with about 2 inches to 3 inches around of positive ease. I have a bust of about 38 to 39 typically, but my hips are about a 43, so I would like to have the circumference of the chest be about 40 inches, and then have it grow out once it hits my rib cage to go out another inch, and then once it hits my belly button, possibly go out 1 more inch. So it would it would gain those 2 inches, but it would do it over 8-9 inches of stockinette, and I think that will be easier. So these are my thoughts on my cast on, which I realize has been 10 minutes of talking. I'm so sorry. I need to talk it out, right? Don't you do that? Talk it out? Yeah? Okay. In the Autumn Critters bag, and it does have a turkey on there, so this is perfect for November. This is a November bag. And let me chat about my past project with you. So this is the old project, and this is how far I got, and I decided that I do not like them and that I am ripping them back out unless, son of a gun. So I guess Pat's getting another pair of socks, huh? Yep. Yep. These fit him perfectly. These are not the right socks for her. These are definitely not getting ripped out now though, because that means that I have only 4 more inches to the ankle line. So yeah, that got solved. These are now Pat socks as well. Ta-da! It's a little bit more muted than the second ball of yarn which I bought for her, and I think that it worked out a whole lot better. But as I'm looking, I don't think I brought them home from work. I think I left them in work as my emergency knitting. So about those socks, I left them in work. They're my emergency knitting in work. I just replaced the one pair with the other. I brought the bad pair home. The other pair is probably still sitting on my desk. Okay, so anyway, I will have to take a little picture and show you them when I get a little bit more done. It's barely a toe cast on, so it is still a mustache of a whip, as you would say. So, complete. A lot of things going to Pat this week. Just realizing. So, Christmas socks for him, autumn socks for him. Lucky duck. I think I need more socks on the needles for me. I am so into, who was I listening to? Selfish Cast-Ons. Oh, Crazy Sock Lady. Kay, I think it's you. You're having a knit along in the new year for Selfish Knitting. And I'm with you. And I actually will be hosting a knit along in January with a very special podcaster. I don't want to say her name yet because I want to make sure that she's also announcing it too. I think she is going to be announcing it this week. So I will give you a clue, and let's just say it's going to be magical. So, stay tuned. I will be letting you know quite soon about that. But it will be January, and that will be my first Cal. So excited. So anyway, moving on. Let's see. As far as Mr. Postman, I haven't gotten any... Oh! Lies. I did. I got one thing. Do you remember I was saying that I would sit in the pool and I would knit? And so I went on Knit Picks, and for $6 I got a plastic project holder. This is the small, and it's perfect for socks or shawls, and it is waterproof. So this is going to be my summer travel bags or anywhere that is going to be messy or dirty. Inside is the skein that I got. This is going to go with my Knit Picks Cosmic Hawthorne Speckle colorway, and this is the stroll fingering in the cordial tonal. I fell so in love with this with the Bellatrix socks, and I'm going to use them again for the serious socks, so all of that's going to be gone and I wouldn't have anything left to do a shawl. I'm going to do the speckle, Cosmic Speckle here. The green would then be the cordial, and that is just a basic triangular shawl with a 2x2 rib blocked. And I'm very excited to just do basic knitting. Garter stitch all the way, make one, knit one, knit one, make one, increases, and just be really happy. So yes, this was my Mr. Postman for this week. Other than that, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Yeah. I have, for acquisitions, acquired a little treat for myself and a show of support for some friends. I have ordered one skein of yarn from the Hey Sister Yarn Co. Hi ladies! Mwah! I couldn't not help and support their dream of doing this and their ambitions. I think that it's something that is so special to go after things that you enjoy and really want to do. And that is how I felt when I got my job here, and you know, having a full classroom, having access to pretty much anything I needed, being able to do what I love to do. It's great. And one day I would also like to branch out and be able to sell things on the side, such as yarn and bags and making things, drawings, paintings, etc. I mentioned this a little bit with Molly in episode 2, so yeah, or 3, 2 or 3. But yeah, so I couldn't not, I had to. So yeah, I did do a little acquisition there, and I have from Frosted Betty's on Instagram, I saw her new project bags come up, and there were some nutcrackers that just stole my heart. And project bags are a splurge for me because shipping costs, if it's like over $5, I'm like, oh. It just seems like a lot for shipping, but it happens when you're further away, and she's in Canada and I'm in Maryland, so for me, $5 is the cost. So I got the smallest bag just to kind of bring that down, and it's adorable. I can't wait to get my hands on it. It looks shorter than this. Maybe it's like if you took the bottom off, it's like here. It's probably like just this. And it said a 1 to 2 skein project, which sounds like socks to me. So that is fine by me. I will put my Christmas knits for myself in there and I will be very happy. So yeah, that's all my little goodies and acquisitions and things that haven't come in yet, but you'll see later, and I'm very excited about. So go check out her Etsy shop if you're into adorable project bags. Yes, so I got the Snuggle Worsted from Hey Sister Yarn Co. in this gorgeous cranberry, purple, reddish, maroonish colorway, and it's going to be a shawl portion for me. It's gonna match up with possibly a Malabrigo, or maybe like a tan, or a brown, like a cinnamon. I'm just feeling a very autumnal, warm shawl from that. So it's still finding out what it wants to be on the other half, but it's got dreams. It's ready. It's ready. But yes, congratulations, girls. I hope that your second upload went well. I know you're having a little trouble with the shop again, and it happens, I'm sure. And everyone seems like they just were very understanding, and I hope they were all very kind to you. Be kind. But yes, so congrats. And moving on to, well, my wish knits was the cast on that I did, which is that new sweater. Now I'm following the basic construction of just a top-down raglan, and I found this pattern originally on the Fringe Association. There is a blog where they did a like 5 to 6 part how to make a basic sweater with raglan increases, and when to separate for what, and when to increase for what. And I was just, that's where I started with sweaters, but I just didn't have gauge, and I didn't have the thinness and the tightness in my gauge that I needed to make a properly fitting sweater yet. This stitch definition was good for me. It is quite fuzzy now because it's been in a bag for like 9 months. So the whole thing's quite fuzzy, but I guess it's just homey and warm and cozy, and that's that. But yeah, so it's how to improvise a top-down sweater. So you basically write your own pattern, you just increase until it fits on, you throw the extra extra stitches onto waste yarn, you cast on underneath your arm, you knit down until, and it's just a very basic, easy, improvise your own such and such. I'm thinking I might have a little bit of Fair Isle going over the top, and then like leaving it maybe here and starting the Fair Isle right when I separate, so that I wouldn't have to continue increasing. It would be what it's supposed to be here, and then I would increase once I finished that Fair Isle that would go across here. But thinking maybe just a little something to kind of get it coming in. So that's been some thoughts, some dreams that I'm working on there. And that is, so I originally wrote my birthday cardigan, I want Fair Isle using a pumpkin color, I think. Well, once I saw Fairy Dust this morning as I was getting ready for the podcast, I really just fell in love with it all over again and realized that this would be the perfect way to showcase it and truly enjoy it. This will be a 3/4 length sleeve cardigan. Again, I just really like that vintage look in it, and it's going to come all the way down to my hip bone. I really don't like things that are up too high. Like if it's not covering most of your jean zipper, it's too short for me. And I don't have an extremely long torso, but it's going to be a lot of knitting, and it's going to take a while, and I had dreams of it being a birthday thing. My birthday is December 17th, and that is not a lot of time to do a sweater for me, especially when I'm sitting on an almost done sweater, which I'm trying to reach for right now. I'm down to the belly button on this guy, and I think I showed it to you before, and I am like having a time of it. This is on a fingering weight, so clearly I'm capable, but yeah, the Tishelp. You remember Tishelp. So this is a birthday cardigan, okay, and it's gonna be slightly longer sleeves, but not by much, and I look kind of like a blue zebra in this, but I don't care, and I'm increasing now because I realize that it is about to get way too tight, but it is going to be able to be blocked. The nature of the yarn, so I can block this. So I can just stretch the bottoms out a little bit. I'll like soak the bottom and spray the top, and because I really like how the top fits. The top fits great. So this is kind of not such a gaping neckline. I'm gonna have a higher collar for my pullover, but this is my open neckline top, and I'm very excited to get this done. I really just need to carry it around with me for a bit and work on it. Now this one's done. Perhaps I will get some time on it. I was doing so well in the summer, but when you have off every day, all day, it's easy to get stuff done. Yeah. So, let's do some pod love. There is a girl that mentioned me, and I finally got the tag on it, and I got to watch her podcast, and I think that she is absolutely adorable. And this is Knit Chat with Jen. Hi, Jen. I think you're just the cutest, and you crack me up, and your facial expressions are great. And I feel like I do the same thing. And I love what she's working on. I love her shawls. I love the sweater ideas, everything. Socks. Her socks are turning out awesome. So I have been watching three episodes now of Knit Chat with Jen, and it's super cute. And if you want to see some nice knitting and get a giggle out of just a funny girl who is doing some really nice things, go over and check her out. So she's on YouTube. The second one is Corner of Craft. I noticed this one pop up, and her light blue hair. Hannah Hannah's light blue hair really caught my eye because I love pastel and multicolored hair. And she just dyed it blue, I believe. Like, oh, gorgeous. And so I clicked on that right away, and she's got this cute little accent, and her style, I just loved her style with everything, and her knitting, and it was just, she was just very nice to hang out with. So her corner of craft, her crafty corner, and it's her, yeah, craft tea corner, and she's got like a little mug with her name on it. It's so cute. So yes, hi Hannah. I love your podcast. I think you're doing a great job. Keep it up, and I will be checking in. 3 was a crafting experiment. This is Johanna. Hi Johanna. Johanna, I believe, is Germany. And I watched episode 13, which was a Halloween-y themed episode. The picture, she just looks so cute, caught my eye, about my age, so I was like, ooh, let me click that. So I watched hers. Really great knits, really nice to watch. I love these little accents that everybody's got. I'm over here with like a Philly something accent that, I don't know, something. But yeah, so I just had a ball watching her, and I've been catching up with her older ones, and her film quality, her sound, and her lighting has all just kept getting better as she goes. Then I have been watching Tea and Possibilities. Hello, Nikki. Nikki is just too cute. She loves baking, and she does some beautiful knitting, and she made some vegan cupcakes that she was telling us about that sounded absolutely divine, because I am all about the peanut butter for that. And I love her projects, I love her presence, I love her mannerisms, just very like easy to watch, easy going. So if you want to go check out Tea and Possibilities, she's another one that her podcast quality has only gotten better as she's working. So I think she's doing a great job. And then thanks to Barbara from Knitting I Love. Hi, Barbara. I had checked out Amber from the Yarn Hoarder podcast, which I knew about, but again, so many podcasts, it's hard to get everybody, especially when several of your like faves, so to speak, like the ones you watch really religiously, post all on one day or something. Like, it all just piles up, and you're like, how am I supposed to get 5 hours of time when I have a half-hour lunch? So I have finally been able today to check her out. I was doing some knitting while watching her, and I was having a very nice time. She's got great mannerisms, and that yarn wall behind her is just stunning. I mean, isn't that everyone's dream, to have that much yarn just to choose from no matter what? I feel like I'd never get through it all. How can you? But it's beautiful, and sometimes that's just the joy of it. So yeah, Amber, I love your podcast. I love that you knit for your kids, and I love that your kids love your knitting. And I hope one day that I have kids that love me to knit for them, because Patrick does appreciate everything I make for him, and I appreciate that he wears everything I make for him. As it gets colder, he's going to start putting back on his knitwear, and it's really nice. It's really, really nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to knit anything for Tea. She's still growing, and sorry, that's the puppy. For Tea, the puppy. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a puppy sweater yet, because she's still growing, and she'll grow out of it if I do it too soon. So I think by December, I'm going to get April. By April, I'll get a good guesstimate. That'll be a year, and I don't think she's going to go through a massive growth spurt after a year. And we only have her till 2 years, so that would be 1 year more and 1 winter more that we would have time to do that. So, I do have a little Target sweater. It's loose on her now. I overestimated. I got the XL because she is exactly the size of the large, and she's not going to be this size. This is not her final growing stage. So, yeah. Yarn Hoarder, Amber, hi. Hi, Amber. And then the last one is going to be Sweet Sparrow Knits. And this is Julie. Hi, Julie. Julie is just so soft-spoken, so soft-sweet. I just think that we would get along wonderfully and have just nice relaxing knit dates and drink tea and all of that. And I really, really enjoy watching her and hanging out with her. She does have an Etsy shop, and her Etsy shop is the Sweet Sparrow yarn. And again, it would probably be easier to Google it and then click on that, because I'll try to link it, but it's hard to find things on Etsy. I have a really hard time searching. So Julie is just too cute, and she dyes beautiful yarns, and she has a shawl cow going on right now. And I love her love for Matilda and the characters. I adore Miss Honey as well, and if you're Miss Honey, then I would get along fabulously with you. I am pretty much akin to Rapunzel. That's me. Yeah. So yeah, I got at least one episode, if not 2 or 3 episodes of each of these podcasters in this week, and I have thoroughly enjoyed meeting my new friends. Especially since a few of my other friends have been off their regular schedules, have been releasing every 2 weeks instead of every week, so I've had more time to really get in and get new podcasts. So yeah, that's all for this week's podcast, love, but I'm sure I'll have some more written up for next week. I started with just 3, and then I was like, yeah, I'll mention 3 more. So lots of love this week. Ladies, you're fantastic, and I adore hanging out with you, so hi. And then I guess we're into Babble, which I feel like I've been doing the whole time. So, welcome to Babble. I have started a knitting club at my school, so St. Jude now has a knitting club. I have the pre-K teacher, 2 pre-K teachers, 3 and 4, 3 pre-K teachers. I have all 3 pre-K teachers that have decided that 1 knows how to knit, 2 are learning how to knit, and all 3 of them volunteered to help me. So I'm thrilled, and they're wonderful, wonderful women. And so I had 7 third graders, no names, 7 third graders, who were just too cute and basically had fits of the giggles every time they dropped something or messed something up or couldn't figure it out. And I mean, I taught them, I did the videos, and then I go hand over hand and I try to correct their style so that they feel what it's supposed to feel like, and then see their hand to it. We meet on Mondays, so next Monday we'll go again. A bunch of them are going to bring me in the empty knitting needles because it fell off. It happens. 10 stitches, bring it on over. So on Monday we'll be doing a cast on, slip stitches, slip knot, sorry. We'll do the slip knot and the cast on and the first row of knitting on Monday. That will be the big to do. Once my 2 pre-K teachers that are learning get a good grip on it, they will be extremely helpful in running around all these different kids with me. So I really do need the help. Luckily, the one teacher that knew worked with the other 2 teachers, and then I worked with all the kids. But oh my golly, 3rd graders are so short that my back was killing me leaning over and trying to help them. By the end of the class I was done. I was so tired. It's just an hour and I was so tired. I've also started an art club at lunchtime on Tuesdays, and right now it's all girls. I have 2 boys that are signed up, but they didn't come the first day. And we're doing scratch art. We talked about hatching. We talked about, tribal designs and what kind of reverse thinking you have to use when you are making scratch art. And it was really nice. That was when I took the knitting video of working on the sleeves of my sweater for you guys. I was listening to music loudly, High Kings, and they were all just working, and I was knitting away, having a really nice time. So they are a wonderful little group, and they're very chill, they're so relaxed, and it's just really nice. And I look forward to it now. I was a little apprehensive about starting it, but they're old enough to help me clean up before my next class comes in, and they were really, really chill, and I could use some chill in my life. That'd be great. So sweet kids ranging from 5th to 6th grade. I offered it 7th and 8th as well, but I haven't had any takers yet. Last week, my friend Molly came for a visit, and we went to brunch, and we played with tea, and what else did we do? We went to an Oktoberfest at my school, which kind of ended up being a bomb for us because another dog was being really aggressive towards T, and Pat had to leave, and then Molly and I didn't have a ride back. We had to Uber back, and it was just really annoying. It just killed the mood. It was really, really rude because she was in vest, and she was in duty as a service dog, and this man that runs something at our school, not going to give too many details because I don't want you to think that I'm judging, but this person in power did absolutely nothing and laughed, and I don't remember ever being that livid with a person that I barely know. So Molly and I were going to go out afterwards, but I was in such a rotten mood that we just came home and sat and chat and watched some How I Met Your Mother, which did put us all in a better mood. If anything, Pat was worse than I was. He was quite livid. And then I got a haircut, and I told you a little bit about that already, so ta-da. That was written last on my babble. But since I'm on the subject, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the WCC. The WCC stands for Warrior Canine Connection, and what they do is they raise service dogs that are going to eventually go into permanent homes with service members who may have PTSD or may have a physical injury from being in the war, and they have come home hurt in some way, and they benefit extremely from this companionship of these dogs. We work with golden retrievers, and we work with Labrador retrievers. T is a lab, and she was born in April. There was a litter of 14. A few of them had a heart defect, which automatically placed them out of the running for being a service member's dog. So that was 3 down. 2 went to California. That's another place where they have a Warrior Canine post. And a few are around here. So there's T, there's DJ, there's Ashley, there's Hampton, and all of these names are actual service members that are no longer with us. T is named for Takara Green, and Takara Green was a young Army specialist who was killed by a roadside bomb in her early 20s. This was just a few years ago, and really just so sad, so sad. Not that it ever isn't sad, but... And T's here in her memory, and I think she's doing her justice because T is a smart learner. She's quick, she's fast. She has been doing excellent in her interactions with the soldiers and the specialists. She has a couple of paths she might take. The top one is the one that they really strive for, which is a 100%, therapy service animal who has full access to public life. So doctor's offices, metro, going to the library or the movies or dinner. They go with you everywhere, and they're there for when you need them, whether it's physical, so getting up off the ground, you need to lean on something, the dog would help you up, or turning on lights, getting their own leash, companionship, so she knows lap and she'll learn cuddle one day, so she'll be right next to you. She already does cuddle, like in her own way. She doesn't want to be here, but she wants to be pretty much on your legs. If you're sitting, she wants to put her paws up on your leg and like nibble her bone or whatever. She does want to be close to you. She could be anywhere in this apartment and she sits right here to chew. So she could be, and we have a bed right here for her, right there, and nice and cushy and comfy, and she wants to be right on your legs. And it's very cute. It's very, very cute. And you see lots of pictures of her just against my foot or my ankle, just putting her chin all the way there. So she's learning cuddle. She's a wonderful companion so far. And we think she will actually be able to do the full training and go all the way and be a service member's constant companion. Other paths that the dogs have taken is therapy dogs. So if anyone has been unlucky enough to spend a significant amount of time in a hospice area looking after loved ones, then you might have seen a therapy dog that comes in and visits the patients, or possibly those who are in for chemo, or children that are in the ward. Service dogs, like therapy dogs, will come in and visit and basically cheer you up and make you feel better just by letting you pet them and being gentle and being sweet. And that's another path that they can take. And there's several other positions, but I'll just stop there. If you want to learn more, you can go to Warrior Canine Connection, and on there they have, you can donate money there. You can find out if there's a program in your area to come and be trained. You could possibly be placed with a dog. You could come in and be a puppy petter, which is an actual position for a volunteer. You would come in and literally pet puppies. I'm just saying. Like, sounds pretty sweet. I did not get certified fast enough, and they weren't doing puppy petting classes when I moved down here, so I did not get to participate in the puppy petting before the puppies were placed. I'll say that 5 times fast. And T came home to us at 12 weeks old. And she was quite tiny now that I look back. She didn't seem so small. I'm used to like really tiny for dogs. Like I pictured just small dogs, like, you know, little boxers or dachshunds, etc., who are super tiny as puppies. T was already larger than them when she came home. So, but looking back now, I'm like, oh, you were tinier. And yeah, so if you're curious and just want to learn more about the programs in your area, or possibly just donate, anything helps. You can go to their website and check them out. And that's my little service announcement for this week. I felt like people didn't understand what important work she was doing by being socialized at this Oktoberfest. She eventually, hopefully, will go somewhere, anywhere with this service member and say they have kids in this school and they want to go and support their kids by, you know, attending this fundraiser, and they're ousted by a little Yorkie? Like, are you kidding me? So angry. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of share that with anyone who might not be aware. Service animals, when in duty and in best, are not supposed to be approached or pet. If you would like to pet them, ask their handler. Ask the person who is holding the leash. And they will either say, yeah, sure, no problem, they're really friendly, or they'll say, they're having a really rough day and it's not a good time, thank you though. And some of them will just say, please do not pet. So especially those for a seeing eye dog, or a guide dog that is like fully on all the time because they're human, cannot lead themselves. They need to be led by the dog. You shouldn't be touching or approaching them because they're on duty. They're helping this person get through life. And but with us, if you see someone like us who's got a little warrior canine patch, if you ask the handler, typically we'll say yes, unless Tia is having a very bad day, which doesn't really happen anymore. When she was little, she would get super distracted, kind of jumpy, you know, she wants to like get up and lick you, and you're like, that's not what a service dog's allowed to do. So we had to continually train her. Now she knows the command, say hello, which means that she will basically ignore the person who's petting her, but she allows herself to be pet. She will not lick, she will not chew on your hands, she won't jump up on you, and typically she will look at us, or one of us, for treats, because she knows she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, and then she knows she gets treated for doing what she's supposed to be doing, which is appropriate. We are a treat-based, a positivity-based organization. So, I mean, eventually she won't need treats for everything, but she's a puppy, and it's really good to have, you know, we just do Cheerios most of the time, sometimes her kibble, if she hasn't eaten her breakfast or something. So she'll get a piece of kibble for sitting, for laying down, for doing a trick, for doing a command, for coming here, for letting me get dressed, all of that. So it's been really, really good. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because it's something that has become very near and dear to my heart. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know how you could give her up. Well, of course I don't want to. She's a sweetheart and she's a really good dog, so I would love to have a dog as well behaved as T, and one day I will. And I couldn't give her up for any other reason than to save a service member and get them back into society the way that they're meant to be living in. You know, they're meant to be really enjoying life. And it's just such a shame, you know, and this is my way of doing my part. And so, yeah, I'm a puppy parent, and I am also now fully trained and armed and equipped to teach a dog how to be their best self. And I'm really excited to do that. Hopefully we can do it again. Do that for our own dog in the future. Not sure what that dog will be. We were thinking a GSP, because they are quite smart, and they're good running dogs, and they're good family dogs. They're very good at commands, very good at tricks type of thing. So a small GSP would be fine. That's a German short-haired pointer for anyone who is not a puppy person and did not know that. Sorry. But yeah. So this podcast has rambled on, and my babble section has been quite a soapbox rant. So sorry about that. I'm just super passionate about everyone knowing what good work this organization is trying to do. And yeah. Anyway, I want to thank you for stopping in this week and checking in with me. I truly enjoy sharing with you. Thank you for figuring out who all of my socks are going to go to with me. I needed you for that. Just seeing them on the screen facing me is like, okay, yep, nope, that's definitely going to be so-and-so's. I think I fixed mom's socks. I will post about them next week. I'm not even gonna worry about it. And I've just had a blast. So, cup up. I want you to just have a wonderful week. No matter what's going on in this crazy world right now, take some time for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Happy crafting. Thanks for stopping in, and I will see you next week. Bye!